Okay. So we're looking at factoring ugly polynomials. We're going to look at the first method, which is unboxing. And we only use this when there's a coefficient on x to the second power. Otherwise, we're going to use the fast factoring. You guys are experts at fast factoring. You did IXL and you did the full worksheet on that, right? You guys are all good on that. So here I see 8x squared minus 2x minus 21. I'm going to make my chart. It's nice to put the x's in. You don't have to, but the AC is going to be negative 8 times 21, 16. And then 8, 168. And then the B value is negative 2. I'm going to go down the line. I'm trying to find numbers that subtract to make negative 2 that simultaneously multiply to 168. Take some time to find those numbers, use your team, split it up, work together. I know it's not 1 and 168 because that's 167. I know it's not 2 and 84 because that's 82. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's 8. You know, 8 and negative 21. Nope, it's not that. You found it? 12? 12 and 14. Yes, the 14 will be negative. Students, we love 12 and 14. Okay, so cool. Let's set up the box. So remember at the box, on the box, the diagonals are supposed to be the like terms. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these numbers all in the box. We're going to create our polynomial inside the box. So I start by drawing the 8x squared. And I put the minus 21. These are the ones that didn't have like terms. And then in those blanks there, I'm going to put the 2 numbers for my chart. I'm going to include the letter X on them though, just like as if I were multiplying this out. So that will be 12x and then minus 14x. So I put these in the chart and then I look for the GCF. So I will look for the GCF for this first column. And between 8 and negative 14, what's the GCF there? I think I heard you say it. You're not confident though. What number is common with 8 and 14? 2. And what letter is common? Any? Yeah, they both have an X. It's clear for me to see that. So in my other class, I had like paper. It's clear to like, you can hide this column to make it really clear. You're just looking at these 2, which is nice, right? Cover it with your hand. Then I'm going to go to the 12 and the 21. 3. You guys agree? There it is, 3. We're going to do the other side, going this way. Here, the GCFs are in green. Okay, 8 and 12x. Oh, they both have an X. And I can take out 4. And then the negative 14 and the negative 21, definitely a negative. So whenever this one starts with a negative, take out a negative. Whenever those boxes start with a negative, just like when we did the fence, if it started with a negative, you had to take out a negative. We have to do that here too. So this will be negative 7. And now these are our factors. Just like as if we were multiplying this out, our final answer is 2x plus 3, and then, wait, that doesn't look like a 4. 4x minus 7. So this is super cool, very visual for the visual learners. You're like, yes, oh my gosh, I can kind of see this a little bit better. It's easier for me to compare. It makes perfect sense. I love it so much. Take a minute and explain the steps to your neighbor, or listen to your neighbor explain them to you. Okay. Great. Let's try number one. We're not going to do number two because of course, we're going to want to work on our worksheet. We have a little bit less time than I realized today. So I'm going to make my chart right here. It's going to be 1 and then 6 times 12. Don't forget to multiply those together and it's a negative. That's going to be 72. So I'm looking for numbers that multiply to 72 and then subtract to make 1. Hopefully you thought of them right away, but I'm not sure that you did. Did you think of them right away? Yeah, 8 and 9. 8 and 9 multiply to make 72. And in this case, I want the 8 to be negative. So now I have to try to create the box. Try to create the box. Okay, take a look. Did you make a box that's like mine? If your 8 and 9 are reversed, that's fine, but it should look like mine. I think that no matter how you make the box, it might work. But this method does not work if there's a GCF in the problem. If there's a GCF in the problem, you have to take out the GCF before you make your chart, before you do anything else, or it'll create a problem that's too big. So I'm going to take out my GCFs. I'm going to go down. So that's going to be a 3x. And then on the next side, it's going to be a negative 4. And then again, I'm going to go across. I've got a 2x. And then I have a 3. So now I have my two factors. 3x minus 4. And 2x, oh geez. Plus 3. Really important that you want to double check this just to verify that you haven't made any mistakes. There's no hints in this problem. So you want to check 2 times 3. Does 2 times 3 make 6? Right on. So probably right. What about 4 times 3? Does that make 12? Yeah, so that's a quick mental check to make sure that your answer seems reasonable, right? Okay. Now for undouble distributing, that's just the exact same thing that we've always been doing with the fence. I'm not going to go over that. Instead, we're going to skip down to our practice. Okay, just so that we can get some practice. And then the one that I want to actually start with is the one that has the 15 in it. You don't have it? It's on the back. This is worksheet 4 on the back of worksheet 3. So I want to start with this one because this is the one where I discovered the GCF problem. I didn't initially notice a GCF. I just went to making my T-chart. But there is a GCF in this problem. What is the GCF? 3, right on, good noticing. So we'll take the 3 out and then we have the leftover. Jake was absent, so Jake does not have it. I have it up here. Thank you. So then I'm dividing each part by 3. Oh. That's right, you were also absent. There are 2 here, just take 1. So now I've got 5x to the second power minus 3 times 9, and then minus 2. Agree? Okay, so now we can make our T-chart and make the box. So I'm going to have -9 here, 5 and 2, -10 here. Ah, yes. I know the numbers. What are the numbers? -10 and 1. So now when I go to make my box, it will be all good in the hood. 5x squared minus 2, -10x, 1x. Taking out my GCF, I've got a 5x. And then I don't have a GCF with 1 and 2. I have to put something down, so I'm just going to put down a 1. It's super helpful if I put the plus sign there, because then it's very clear that my binomial is 5x plus 1. On the other side, I just have an x, and then I definitely have a negative, and it would be a -2. So then it's 3 parentheses, don't forget the 3, 5x plus 1, and then x minus 2. Doing the quick check, yeah, 5 and x, that's 5x. 1 and 2, yes, that's 2. Easy peasy. Are we loving this? Or is this just something new to learn and kind of annoying? Whatever it might be. I'm loving this. I think this is so cool. I wish I had learned this in school. So now it says now solve. So if I have to solve, I'm going to go into this zone here, and I'm going to do the last step of solving. So when I solve, that just means it's equal to 0 like we did in our warm-up. And if I'm going to set each factor equal to 0. I'm solving for x. So I've got 3 is equal to 0. 5x plus 1 is equal to 0. And x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now 3 is equal to 0. We look at that and we think x is not in there. So is that going to solve for x? If there's no x, is that something that's going to help me solve x? No. Is 3 equal to 0? No. So this is just a little bit of trash that we're taking out to the garbage. Okay. You want to know, yeah, it's not necessary. So going forward, when there's a GCF that does not include x, you don't need to set it equal to 0. It's important to know why. It doesn't have an x. It's not part of the answer. So on the 5x plus 1, that has 2 steps that I'll need to do to solve for x. I'll subtract 1. And that would just be 0 minus 1, -1. And then I'll need to divide by 5 to get a fraction of 1/5. I'm sorry, -1/5. But then the x minus 2, that one's way faster because there's just 1 step, and I would just add 2, and I would get x is equal to 2. So just like we were expecting with an exponent of 2, we get 2 solutions. And that's what we got here. Questions? Okay. So we can do this work, but I made this worksheet before IXL was invented. No, before I had the licenses for IXL. So 1042. Let's do just a couple more just to make sure we're all good. There were some like this one here. This one is a little bit sneaky. So let's do the 3x squared minus 8x plus 4. So for the unboxing, this one's just a little bit atypical. So I want to show a problem like this. So make your T-chart, find your values, create the box. Giving you 1 minute for that. Okay, it's been a minute. Take a look at my box. It was 6 and 2. Did you get 6 and 2? Yeah. Awesome. So now I'm trying to take the GCFs out of the box. Okay, X. And then with this -6 and 4, I might make a mistake and take out a 2. But I just said that's a mistake. It has a -6, so I have to take out a -2, even though the negative sign is not in both. And then on the other side, I'm going to take out a 3x. And then on the bottom, what do I have to do to get this one right? I have to take out a, sad. It starts with a negative, so I have to take out a -2 again. It's kind of sneaky. So that is a little bit unusual. When I was doing these, the first time I did it, I got x plus 2, 3x plus 2. I know that that's wrong though, because I see that it's a -8. So I knew, oh, I actually have to take out a negative when the x terms have a negative, even if the last part isn't negative. It's more clear when we have a positive and a negative, or the C value is negative. It's just a little bit easier to take out the correct signs. Zach, do you need something? Okay. So 3x minus 2, and then x minus 2, we get our two answers of 2. And then I would add 2 and then divide by 3, 2/3. Okay, so we'll spend 3 minutes doing this practice. Do whichever problem you want to do. 3 minutes is not that long. We'll do 5 minutes, 5 minutes of these. And then whatever you get done in 5 minutes is great. Not this 5 minutes. Come on, this is a 5 minutes of work. After the 5 minutes are over. Unless it's super urgent, in which case you just leave. Oh, good idea. All right, it's been 5 minutes. Which question are you stuck on? 4. That's 3x squared minus 8x plus 1. No way. That's the one we just did. Didn't we do that one? Okay, which one? Say it. Someone said something. You said 4. No? No, you were working on a problem. Okay. Are you doing great? Okay, I want to look at unboxing a binomial. Okay, so in this space here, I am unboxing. Nope. Why is it not bold? Oh, guess I have to use the other color. Ah. There, okay. Okay, this binomial looks like this. 32 n to the second power plus 17 n. So lame. Okay, it's a binomial. It's equal to 0. Okay, and what makes this lame is that it doesn't have a constant. It doesn't have a C value. Can you recognize that this is a B value? How can you recognize that it's a B value? It has an N. It has a variable. We know that the A value always has an exponent of 2. So we can see that this is a binomial of AX squared plus BX. It doesn't need to be unboxed really, but here's what we do. We draw a box because it's already in box form. And really, we're just taking out the GCF. The N is common. And there's no way to unbox it. We just have to define the N. So the N is here. And then what's left over is 32. Oh, where'd the 2 go? 32n plus 17 equals 0. So it doesn't work the other way. Like I said, boxing doesn't work with a GCF. It fails. Because when I try to take something out here, there's only one thing. So now I have my 2 values. N is equal to 0. And then 32n plus 17 is equal to 0. I subtract 17. And that goes away. And then I divide by 32. And I get n is equal to negative 17 over 32. I mention that because in your IXL, it has some binomials that students are getting stumped by because they were of this pattern. They were not the difference of square pattern that we're used to seeing. And so there's no factoring. It's just taking out that GCF. When it's a letter GCF all by itself, that's just a GCF of 0. I mean, a solution of 0. So you can now start on your IXL. I'm giving you 15 minutes to get started on that. Then we're going to correct the back of our worksheet and answer any questions because we have a quiz at the end of class. I just want to make sure we have enough time for that. Are we doing too excellent on time? Yeah, no, we're doing really, really good on time. I think we're totally good. I'm going to change this to 20 minutes. 20 minutes of IXL. You're going to go to Canvas and you'll see the assignments in there. Now we're free. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, so you're going to need to do this first, kiddo. It's an easy shit. Like, were you asking for this day? Yeah. I think we did this yesterday. So we were asking. Okay. So. So I'm going to start with, look at this. Right? So we're going to start with 36. I'm going to bend all the vectors. It's 1 and 36, 2 and 18, 3 and 12, 4 and 9, and then 6 and 6. I just make this list. You can always make the T-chart. Not going to do the B-value because I want to do it for all of them and just use this chart repeatedly. This 36 is positive, so I'm looking for values that are going to add to 13. And it's all positive, so x plus 9, x plus 3. Right on. Oh, it's positive. I want the numbers to add to 5. This is this one is negative. So that means I want the values to subtract to make 5. Yeah. Yeah. This is negative means I want the values in the chart to subtract to make 5. Which one subtracts 9 and 4. So because the 5 is negative, that just means I want the bigger one to be negative. So the values say negative. X minus 9. X plus 4. Okay, so this one is negative. What do we want? We want the numbers to subtract to make 5. So which numbers will we like? Well, x minus which one? And then x plus 3. Okay, it's positive. What do we want the numbers to do? So again, we've got 2 right. Okay, it's positive. So what do we want the numbers to do? Add 2. And they are. It's negative. What do we want the numbers to do? To make what number? They will again be 2. Which one's negative? And then this one is sneaky. It has a star because there's no middle term. It doesn't mean if there's no middle term.
The one we just did, right?
Okay, it is a binomial. What value is basically what x is here when it disappears? It's just what number?
So then 2 minus 5 equals 0, and then q equals 0, so it's 0.
No, x is the first column.
Whatever. 5.
What is the number for no or none?
Like the problem.
Just 0. So now I understand, oh, I want the numbers to subtract to 0. What are the numbers? What are the numbers then? Yeah.
Putting old versus zero.
Yeah.
So we're only gonna get the special pattern when we have certain kind of numbers here that have the double, right? So it's not gonna happen with 48.
Yeah.
How do you know, like, they're replacing this, we're looking at trying to. And then what the rest. You got it, you understand it, you're doing great. There should be two. So here. When we do that, right? Zero comment. Oh my God.
We have the same one, don't you? They don't have shapes for it.
Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah.
Look at what it shows me. It saves, yeah. Do you want to get to 90?
It won't let me go back to 83. It makes me start over every time I go on the site. It's at 83 and then.
You don't go to the site. You have to go back through Canvas.
That's what I meant, like going through the Canvas, it makes me start over.
Maybe when you try it with me here, the computer won't be able to trick you and it'll work fine. Oh, look at it. My student who was absent, Grace, amazing. Lane, looking good, 100. Wow. Wow. You guys went for it. That's amazing.
So I'm putting the right answers.
You didn't put in 2 answers. And you forgot 0. Now you know. The pain.
I know.
So.
I went through Canvas and it makes me start over and then I
That's
did,
because this is a new topic, darling.
I went to the one.
It's a new topic. This is called factoring the solve.
That's
why. That's why.
Wait, so where's the other, what's
The other one was called, it was due yesterday.
Oh, so it's gone.
It's still there. You can still access it. If you want to finish it right now.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't understand how to get to it, I guess. It's gonna be past assignment. And it was right here.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I haven't graded it yet. So you're all right. All right, Jake, how's it going?
Did you get one wrong?
Maybe your whole actually, maybe
I think 12. Because I'm at 9 right now and I got 1 point.
yeah.
But I'm at 50.
Well, it's been the first half is all just GCF, so easy.
Only 9 on each problem.
Yep. Maybe you could show the work on it first. So busy.
Dude, that was here. I was in an airport. Is it Sam, bro?
It's like the 8 long.
Oh, wait, this the, yes. Was it because we're online?
Definitely. You know, we have to drive
Now, you're like, sitting and you're talking it out.
There's nothing here, there's lots of fun. Yeah, you walk in and take measurements.
He knows everything about it.
It's like good to know possible. Freaking
Everyone good over here? Yeah, looking great. Nice job.
How long do we have until the?
We have a lot, we still have to correct 40.
I'll check the time.
It's 11:07.
Yeah, we have tons of time. The quiz is 8 questions. Oh, 11:07. We only need 15 minutes for the quiz. It takes 5 minutes.
Oh my God,
and then 20 minutes. and we got 20 minutes.
Absolutely we are. So like.
Yeah, you still have 20 minutes. Yeah, you still have 20 minutes.
You answered this. So now you have to have one more step. N is equal to 0, n plus 6 equals 0. Yeah.
49.
And then you would subtract 6. And put your 2 answers. 0 and -7.
Oh, no.
I got it to 90, so I'm just done. I just exit out.
Yes, I just started grading grade 1, so you're good.
All right, thank you.
How would we do it?
Is,
Eight is done.
Which one is this under?
That one is factoring, easy factoring.
Oh, there we go.
How do I get to the IX?
You go to Canvas. Oh, it's gonna go under your, it's gonna first be under your past assignments.
IX solved by that.
That's the one we're gonna be doing today, so I'm looking at the assignments.
That's all we can do.
You're showing by date, so not a touch screen. So,
Being sold.
we made it.
Oh, shit. Got a variable.
From that.
three more.
Oh, no. You're right.
All right, guys. It's almost time for us to correct our worksheet, so just be aware. Okay, we want to get that out. I'm correcting the front because we haven't gone over that. The back, I'm sure you've gotten enough practice by doing the IXL. But of course, I can answer those questions too. So this is the ugly multiply polynomials. They're just called ugly because they're not easy. And the first answer, I got 6x squared minus 11x plus 4. Did I make a mistake? Okay, excellent. Next one, 20x squared plus x minus 30. Looking good there? All right. Next one, 35x squared. You can see how bad my handwriting is for real. Minus 24x minus 27. Feeling good here? All right. Next one, oh, I didn't show any work for this one. You see my boxes? Oh my gosh, they're tiny boxes. They don't look like boxes, but they are. See that? You know, 64x squared minus 1. The next one, 49x squared minus 16. Okay, then we've got our big box. Of course, x to the third plus 7x squared plus 16x plus 30 was all positive. So that one was a little bit easier than the next one. So the next one, the diagonals were not all like terms because this was not in descending order. It didn't have x to the second power here. So I got a bigger problem. 2x to the fourth power minus 6x to the third power plus 12x to the second power minus 47x plus 33. All right, and then we've got the i's, the imaginary numbers. So this one, 37 minus 5i. And then this one here had the i's, so that one actually became, that positive I squared just became -1. And so that one is 11 plus 8i. And then the last one, 5 plus 25i. And you can see my little tiny boxes there too. Because as much as I wish I could do these in my head, I really just can't. I have to show the work. Maybe if it was later in the day, I could, but brain no good worky in morning, so. All right, cool. Do you guys want to go over the back? Probably didn't finish the whole back. You might, I don't know. Um, 3x minus 5x plus 1, so that's going to be 5/3 and -1. This next one, 5x plus 4. I guess I should put these with a highlighter. Make it easier. And then x plus 3. That's the factored form. And then the answers would be -4/5 and then -3. The next one, 4x plus 5 and then x minus 5. The answers would be -5/4 and +5. Then we have 3x minus 2, 2x plus 3. The answers would be 2/3 and then -3/2. This last one, 5x minus 3. And then x minus 3, so we'll get two positive answers there. X is equal to 3/5 and then also 3. Oh, sorry. Coming right over to this side, we did this one in class together. And then we've got 6x plus 1, x plus 6. The answers there would be x is equal to -1/6 and then -6. This one here, 4x minus 1, x minus 4. The answers would be 1/4 and 4. And then we have 3x minus 2 and x minus 2. That would be that x is equal to 2/3 and +2. And then the top one, x would be equal to 3/2 and -3. All right, are there questions from either side before I let you? Yes, Zach.
Well, we're gonna do the ones with the eyes.
Absolutely. So we can do a different one. Right, I've already got these ones here done, or if one of these you want me to go over specifically.
I just not sure how to do it.
Okay,
Words.
right. Oh, we all love FedEx, right? So, your favorite two numbers, Zach?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, that doesn't answer my question. Yep, plus I. And then let's do another one. Your other two favorite numbers? 4. And let's do minus I. So these are two imaginary or complex numbers. They have the imaginary part and the real part. I make the box. So I'm being lazy. So here's my. The protocol is that we stay in place unless we know that there is a danger, we like smell something or an announcement comes on. So for making my box, I'm gonna do the 2 and the I here. I don't smell smoke. I don't know. Okay, so then I'm just gonna multiply across. 8, and then that would be minus 2I. I know. And then again, I'm gonna multiply across this way. So that's gonna be 4I.
Thank you, Ross. Stand by.
And then the negative and positive, that would be minus I to the second power. So really this part here, that means -1, because it's technically negative something, -1 times I squared. And that's -1 times -1. And I think you know, negative times a negative is a positive. So this is just going to switch to +1. This is just some side work. And now I have double diagonal like terms. 8 plus 1 is 9. And then 4 minus 2 is 2, so plus 2I.
Did you solve that? Boil it.
Yes, that's exactly what I did here, but here I have the built-in hint that I'll have these two be like terms and these ones be like terms, and I'll have 2 of each like term. Great, other questions? Okay, so for full credit, if it's a factoring, when it says factor completely, make sure to take any GCF to the outside. Slater, question? All right, you guys, I'm gonna open your quiz and Edge Elastic for you to take. You get 2 attempts. So the first attempt, I want
Thank
you
you
to.
all. That was a fast around. We're gonna clear everything. Appreciate the patience. Have a great day.
I knew it was a false alarm. I felt the person pull the thing. A little sneaky kid. Some troublemaker. Must have had a test they weren't ready for. All right. 8 questions. The first few are really easy. The last question is worth 3 points. So that's because it first gives you points for doing factored form, and then you want to find the solutions. So it just is more points. Please save your answers on a piece of paper somewhere, because if you don't get 100%, you get a second attempt, but you have to redo the whole quiz. The questions won't change, so it'd be nice to write down the correct answers somewhere. And then, of course, please do the quiz by yourself. Yeah, it's the review quiz.
Oh, what is the review?
Yeah, this is not new content, it's review work. I could have called it something else. January 6th quiz. While you're working on that, I'm going to grade your work. And then if you haven't yet already, after the quiz, please upload. You can upload your whole note packet. It's the review notes worth 20. And then you can upload your ugly multiplication if you haven't already. I don't have an assignment for the ugly factoring yet.
So.